Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, do you have... Oh, wait. Do you have... Oh, I have the questions here too now. Okay. All right. Okay. We can... Yeah, let's start. Okay.
Should I just start with number 1?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So what boxes was Mrs. Cook in the video carrying around or stuck in? So she was the mom in the nanny video, right?
Yes, that's right. I was trying to remember.
I know, me too. I was like, Mrs. Cook. Yeah, so I just said she was in, I don't really, maybe like the worse than box, because she, like she was just feeling really bad for herself and thought she was in like a really bad situation, which she kind of was. But
Yeah.
I think she just felt like she had it worse than a lot of other moms and that her kids were worse than other kids.
Yeah. Like, almost she was wishing that she had another kid.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is kind of understandable because their kids were...
Yeah. Like, it's sad, but it's a reasonable thought because sometimes they drive you nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't believe how, like, misbehaved they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think... yeah, I definitely think that she was in, like, a worse than box because she just seemed like she felt inadequate and everything, and was... I mean, she broke down in tears a couple times, you know.
Yeah.
And so, and which is hard. And I'm trying to remember. I think there was another box I had thought of, but maybe almost be seen as, because like in public, it seems like maybe she, like when they were walking outside, like she was very quick disciplining them, like almost like she'd be embarrassed, you know, and like wanting to be seen as a good disciplining parent, and even though her kids were out of control still.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think definitely that one too. Yeah. Yeah, because she definitely lost her temper more quickly when they were out in public.
Definitely. Yeah, I felt kind of bad for her. Like, I couldn't believe how her child was so disrespectful, and like her own adult, I couldn't believe it.
I know. She was like biting her and like hitting her, and like she
Yeah.
was
And
like,
she did it to the super nanny too. It was like, I was like seems like she would just talk to anyone like that, you know, stranger.
yeah. She like called her the B word a couple times.
I know, it was
like, oh.
which leads me to wonder, I mean, she could have learned it at school, but do the parents say it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So.
Yeah, like where did she learn that word?
Yeah.
Which is kind of makes me think of this concept with inviting in others what you are trying to stop them to do.
Yeah.
You know? So maybe if her parents were saying that word, I mean, maybe not to her, but they're setting the example. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if they were saying it. She could have learned it at school.
Yeah, but I mean, her parents didn't seem to like. If I said that in front of my parents, they would freak out, and like her parents didn't
really react to it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just kind of
That surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I want to watch I
What?
don't want to watch the rest of the episode. I didn't get to, but
Oh, really?
I want to see how this turns out.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing either. I just watched till like the 18 minutes or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's what I did.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure, but
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, like the nanny said, she's like, well, your kid yells at you and gets angry because like you always yell at your kid. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what really stuck out to me is like,
yeah,
well, why is she so disrespectful and yelling? I think it's because you watch what the parent does to her. They
hmm,
were yelling, the mother was very quick to anger and
yeah,
just like almost screaming at,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was very, it was interesting.
yeah,
And yeah, it was very interesting to me to watch that and the relationship. But yeah.
yeah, definitely. Um, all right, number two. What boxes might Super Nanny be carrying? Does she
Um,
see the children as people or objects?
that is, I didn't even think about that.
I know.
I thought that, but it's true because I was kind of thinking about that. I was like, is Super Nanny all right? Like, is she all right in this, or is she like has some boxes because, like, you'd think since she's Super Nanny, she's there to help and she's gonna not have any boxes.
Yeah,
But like, I think she did kind of like,
yeah,
um, I think she kind of saw them a little bit as objects because, like, and watching other Super Nanny episodes before, it's all about behavior and not so much like, not as much being or becoming, but and there was something she said in the beginning. I think just by how much she was surprised by the child's behavior, like just how she reacted to it, and like, oh, that needs to be fixed. Like that made me feel like she was focused more on behavior than on helping the child become, like, actually maintain what she's trying to teach the child instead of just like, here, I'm going to come help you with behavior, and then the child will go back to it as soon as she's gone.
yeah, that makes sense.
So
Yeah, I feel like it seemed to me like she kind of had like a better than box towards the parents. Like I think she was kind of like I think she thought or it seemed like she thought she was better than the parents because she kind of went in
yeah,
and like told them all the mistakes that they were making. Like
yeah,
she didn't really give them very much slack. Like she was really hard on the parents.
yeah. Like just
And
set
like
it straight out.
which is good, yeah. Like it's good that she was honest with them. But she didn't seem to be very like understanding towards them. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, this is hard. Like it's hard to be a parent. It's stressful. Like I understand. Like she was like, whoa, like you
you're doing
guys
everything
are
wrong. Yeah,
yeah. Like you guys are messing this up and like not being good parents.
yeah,
You know. So I feel like she seemed kind of like she had a better than box towards the parents.
yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like she, oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh no, you go ahead.
Sorry. Okay.
Sorry, you go. Yeah, I interrupted. I'm sorry.
Good. It's hard with this like or Zoom because it's like kind of delayed too. So,
Yeah,
anyways, but she, um, like with the kids, it seemed like you were saying she kind of saw them as objects because she didn't really like take the time to sit down with them and be like why are you feeling this way or
yeah,
what's wrong like I don't know like she was just kind of like that's bad behavior like go in the reflecting room or whatever.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I think that I felt like she was kind of saw them as objects, but also still as people a little bit.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like there's some really good things she did that were like consistent with the pyramid we learned about. but then there's some things that I was like, yeah, like when she did did you see it was like the princess behavior little like board. Okay. Um, I it just made me think of like I think when we've been reading or just what I've heard in my other classes, like that's focus a lot on behavior and like um, it just I feel like it's not as effective because like they're gonna get a reward at the end, but the rewards I think we kind of learned about this earlier. Like the rewards aren't like once the reward's taken away, like will the behavior still like good behavior still continue? So
Yeah, exactly.
but then
That's
she was
why...
building. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
She was. I felt like she was building good relationships with them, like the kids. Like she was when the girl was like slapping her, trying to bite her. Like she stayed very calm, and I feel like that was good. But then she also didn't seem to really listen. Like it was just like say sorry. Like there was not really any like
Yeah.
listening and learning part of the pyramid. So
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking that too. Like I was impressed by how yeah, she was just kind of like she didn't take the time to understand why the kids were feeling the way that they were. She was just saying like, "Oh, that's not acceptable. Like you need to apologize." But she didn't really know why they were upset.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
really shows like that. I don't really know if I quite believe, or because I feel like she would just leave, like the nanny would leave, and then things would just go back to normal.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah. And I think maybe some of it would stay because of the good things she's doing, building relationships and stuff. But I just feel like it might more go back to what it was before because of the things she still like. Maybe the boxes she still is carrying towards helping the parents and the children. So
Yeah,
yeah, but I definitely kind of want to watch more episodes.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
Have you seen more than that one? Like, have you seen other ones before?
I think I've seen some other ones because my grandma had cable. We have cable now, but we used to not. My grandma had cable, and when we were over there, we'd watch shows, and Super Nanny came on sometimes, so we'd like watch it. So I've seen more episodes, but I like forgot about it. I kind of want to watch it again, just with what we've been learning, just like observe like the parents and then like how Super Nanny handles it and like the children. So
Yeah, for
when
sure.
I get the time, yeah.
Yeah, I love reality shows like that.
Yes, they are fun.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we never had cable
yeah,
growing up either, so like I didn't really get to watch a lot of shows like that. But
yeah. It's
yeah,
it, yeah. Should we move to number 3 then?
yes.
Or okay. Oh, I have it right here. In what way did Super Nanny in the video use and violate the influence pyramid? We kind of talked about this, but
Yeah.
um, I don't know. Yeah, what do you think?
I think she used it in a good way because um, she taught the parents that they need to like communicate better with their kids and they need to stay calm. And then I really like how she helped to um, build the relationship between like she had the mom take the daughter ice skating and like stuff like that. Yeah, so like she really like instead of just teaching them how to discipline their kids, like she taught them that they need to spend time with them and like build their relationships with their kids and
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah. So I thought that was good and followed the pyramid pretty well.
Yeah. You
But
could still hear me, right?
yeah,
Okay. I had muted it for a second because I had a friend here, and I was like trying to make sure that I had unmuted it so that I wouldn't start talking and it'd be like, what? Yeah. So yeah, I think she did well with building relationships, and I think she did a lot of learning. Like, she did observe the children, observe the parenting, and then decide what she needed to do. But she, I think, also could have listened more to, like, the parents and the children and understanding what they need and want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think she did well with teaching. It was kind of harsh and straightforward, but
Yeah.
she, taught the parents this is what you need to do and communicated well in some ways, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty harsh, but it was like, I feel like the parents needed a reality check. Or they needed,
Yeah, like, I think that was good for them.
yeah, for sure. How do you think she
Yeah.
violated it? Do you think she violated the pyramid?
Um,
I can't really think of anything.
um, well, um, maybe, maybe just in the ways, like, not listening very much. Like,
Yeah.
not fully violating, but just, like, she could have done better. And I
Yeah.
think that would have made her um, efforts in to help them, like, more effective. Like, she
Yeah.
seemed effective enough, but, like, she could have done better, I think, so.
Yeah, I agree. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like she did a pretty good job overall.
Yeah. Like, she didn't get angry. She seemed to keep a heart at peace very well.
Yeah.
And especially, that seems hard to do in, like, a home, just a warring home, like, the
Yeah.
parents were, the dad seemed
Yeah.
a little more at peace, and the mother was very angry,
Yeah.
and the daughter was very angry, and the other children, I think the other children just started following the example of the oldest one, and
Yeah.
that's why they behaved how they did.
Yeah,
But
I agree. Yeah, I felt kind of bad for the dad.
because he
Because
seemed like he was genuinely trying, and I know the mother was trying, but she also got very angry, quickly.
yeah,
So
I
he
feel
was
like
a little. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I feel like he was really patient
Yeah,
because like if I was in his shoes, then I'd be like, I'm working all day and you're home with the kids and like you're not communicating well with them. I feel like I'd be frustrated if I was him.
yeah.
He seemed to handle it.
But and I feel like that was part of the reason. Like, the mom was angry, and the dad was, like, more patient. Like, I feel like that's part of when Super Nanny said that, like, their parenting styles were different and that they
Yeah.
needed to be on the same page. I think, like, I think they probably could both work. Like, I think the dad was kind of more passive, like,
Yeah.
or permissive, and I mean, the mother was permissive a little bit. Well, they definitely both were because of, like, how the child could just kind of control them.
Right.
But I feel like they maybe their parenting styles, if they, like, toned down and amped up, like, they get the same parenting style, that would be good. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
No, yeah, that definitely makes sense. Like it just confuses the kids if the parents aren't on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. Like he did kind of he let the kids walk all over him. Like at
Yeah.
least the mom tried to. I mean, like obviously yelling isn't really the way to go, but I mean, she probably thought I'm sure she thought she was doing the best she could, or I don't know. At
Yeah.
least he was trying to plan it. I guess he wasn't really.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah. Like he might have tried a little bit, but then I feel like he mostly just gave up kind of quickly. And
yeah,
maybe it put more, I feel like it put more stress on the mom, and maybe that's why she was a little more like the parenting style, the way she did it. Maybe because she
yeah,
was, maybe it was dumped all on her to discipline the children. So,
yeah. You're right. That does what it. I mean, that is what it seemed like.
mhm. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. But
Yeah, she just seemed like way overwhelmed.
yeah, I felt kind of bad for her, even though she was acting very angry towards them and yelling at them. Like, I kind of rightfully so.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah,
it's a tough child to deal with.
yeah. It made me wonder if her child had like,
Some sort of disability, maybe.
yeah, like if she was like bipolar or
That's kind of what I wondered.
because most kids don't.
Most kids aren't that difficult.
Yeah,
So, and maybe that's part of, maybe the parents haven't listened to her, and maybe there is something that needs to be like medicated or something.
yeah. That's kind of what it seemed like. It was so sad when she. It just made me sad when she like was mean to her little sisters, like when she slapped her one little sister in the face.
Oh,
That was sad.
yeah, like that's what made me think like maybe it's some sort of social, like maybe she had some sort of social disability,
Yeah.
because there was things she did that just didn't make sense. Like it was common sense not to do that, and she seemed
Yeah.
very like stubborn, like or just it was hard to get her to even say sorry. Like she would
Yeah.
not budge at all, and like I don't know. I feel like there's something else going on there.
Yeah, and the fact that her mom kept saying like oh, like she just gets mad for no reason, like I never know what's going to trigger her.
Yeah.
Like most kids don't just like get mad randomly. There's like a reason for it.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I feel like she did have something going on.
She definitely seemed to. That's something I noticed. Like she seemed to get the child seemed to get really angry, like very fast.
Yeah.
Like when they were putting on the play, and then she just like that, like and how the mom described it, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree.
it's an interesting situation.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um,
Yes.
should we go to
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
What did you notice about self-betrayal in Elder Bednar's video? I feel like in that video he talked a lot about like how people wonder, like he mentioned that one girl that like wanted to be like Bednar or not Sister Bednar, Sister Hinkley, like she was comparing herself to Sister Hinkley. And
Hmm.
he talks about how like people look for outside indicators
Yeah.
to see how they're doing or whatever, or like compare themselves to other people. Like I like how he mentioned like, oh, like somebody that's the Elders Quorum president could be like, oh, well, I'm the Elders Quorum president, so like
Hmm.
I must be doing really great. But I feel like that's self betrayal because that's not really like just because we're like the Relief Society president or like primary president doesn't mean we're perfect, and it doesn't really
Yeah.
mean anything. Anyway, so we should just like try to focus on, or I just feel like it's self betrayal because if we think that we're like doing well or like in a good spot, then we'll stop progressing.
Hmm.
I don't know. If that
Yeah. I feel like I really struggle with that sometimes. Like with external indicators. Like I definitely feel like I have a relatively low self-esteem sometimes, you know, and like it's definitely I compare myself a lot to people, and I feel like that's the majority of why I like put myself down is like, oh, you're not as good as that, like, you know, like other people aren't praising you. It's hard, you know. It's hard
Yeah.
to, like, and I think yeah, you are betraying yourself because like maybe you're denying yourself from like not being prideful, but like giving yourself more credit for what you've done, you know, like
Yeah,
I
definitely.
should be thinking about like we should be thinking about like what we've accomplished, you
Hmm.
know, and everyone's different. You can't really compare
Yeah.
because like some people are good in things that you're not good in, but you're good in other things that they aren't, you know, and not to be like, oh, they're like better, like you're better, yeah, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so
Like
yeah,
being able to recognize people's talents without comparing
you're
ourselves to them.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Man, I feel like that's like
It's
every
hard.
single girl.
Yeah,
I just feel like
especially
that's so hard for women.
as women, yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's so hard, especially when it comes to like dating and stuff and like
Yeah.
you compare well, I mean, you're married now, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think a lot of times I compare myself because of dating and other, you know, other women that are there, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
for
hard
sure.
not to.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I hated dating and like it's just so annoying or it's like you always have to worry about other like I'd worry like when I was dating guys when I was at BYU Idaho, I'd be worried if like there were other cute girls in their class if they would like start liking
Yeah,
them and start like I don't know. It's so
definitely.
nice being married.
Um, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But I feel like I still like it's nice that I don't have to worry about that aspect of my life because like I'm married, so I don't have to worry about dating and like being
yeah,
jealous and things. But I feel like I still compare, or like even in my ward, there's like I'm like, oh my gosh, she's like the perfect, most gorgeous wife. And we have like the cutest kids. I don't know. It's still
I
easy to
understand.
compare.
Yeah, I bet. But I mean, I think that you can compare, like at any point in your life, there's always going to be something you could compare yourself to someone.
Yeah, that's true.
But maybe, but still, yeah, I I see that.
Yeah. Yeah, the grass is always greener, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hard.
hmm
But I think it does get easier a little bit when you get
hmm
married. Just because of
Yeah.
relocating.
I'm tired of dating. I just want to be married already.
Yeah.
But I think I don't feel like it's the right time for me to get married or anything. Like, not that I
Really?
don't have a boyfriend or anything, but like, I think that I still have some, like, I'm not ready yet. As much as I feel like I'm ready and want to be ready, but yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah. I feel like I never felt ready until like I met my husband and then I was
hmm
like ready. Or I just feel like when you meet whoever you're gonna marry, then you'll be ready. Or because he'll just be so much better than
Yeah.
all the other people that you've dated. I don't know.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. I'm excited someday.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right,
Yes.
let's keep going.
Question, yeah, number 5, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can read it.
Okay.
How is a focus on becoming rather than simply doing connected to an individual's way of being and mindset? This was kind of confusing to me.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Well, I just feel like doing is like a one-time thing, but if we focus on becoming, then it's like changing our mindset. And it's more like an attitude of progression, like continuing to get better. And so I feel like focusing on becoming would change our way of being because like we're continually bettering ourselves, whereas like simply doing is just kind of like a one-time thing. Like, oh, I did that. I'm like, I volunteered once. Like, I'm good for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it's more, yeah, like doing is more short term and being is long term. And so focusing on like, oh, how's, like you need to still be doing things, of course, but like while you're doing them, like focus on what it's doing to you, focusing on how it can help you to become and improve and just keep going forward.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's like you need both, but I think it matters on focusing. Like you should focus on becoming rather than what you're doing. And yeah, being will help you to like reach your goal of eternal life more than just doing.
Yeah.
But you still need both.
Yeah, I agree. That's true.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay. Should we go to 6?
If you want to, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add for 5.
Yeah. I don't. Oh, well. Yeah, like I like how you said with becoming kind of changes your mindset. Like, yeah, like better than doing. If you're becoming, and it's becoming part of you in your mind, it's what you're thinking about, and like changing your mindset requires being and not just doing. I feel like. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I think that's all I have for that question.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, because we're not going to progress if we just do things once. Like, we have to continually.
Yeah, and I think that goes with like repentance. Like when you repent, it's definitely like a change, and it's not just like doing the things to repent or just doing like repenting once, and then like check I repented, because I feel like you're a lot more likely to just go back to doing the same thing, and it'll be harder to change. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, that's a good example. The atonement or repentance. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have anything else to add, or should we just move to 6?
Yeah, we can just move on.
Okay.
How can Christ-like to be help get us out and keep us out of justification?
This one also confused me a bit.
Yeah, one of the talks, or I just copied and pasted one of, like, a quote from one of the talks that I liked.
Okay.
And it just says, may your efforts to develop Christ-like attributes be successful so that his image may be engraven in your countenance and his attitude manifest in your behavior. So I just like that because I was just talking about how like as we strive to develop Christ-like attributes, then we're successful. Like we know we're successful if they're just engraven in us and they become a part of who we are.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I love that. I loved that quote, and I'm just having a hard time with like my thoughts today.
It's okay. Friday.
Yeah. Can you read the quote again?
Yeah. So
I remember.
it says, may your efforts to develop Christ-like attributes be successful, so that his image may be engraven in your countenance and his attributes manifest in your behavior.
Okay. Yeah, I love that because it's definitely very focused on to be, and to be is what helps us to become more like Christ, and thus, like when it says engraven upon your image, like almost become like you're becoming Christ, and you're like him, you know, like you become him. And yeah, I really like that quote.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I think the question says, how can this help us out and keep us out of justification?
Yeah.
So yeah, like if we're trying to be like Christ, then we won't justify the bad things that we do. Like we'll just learn from them and move on.
Yeah, like I think our focus will change. Like when we're trying to be, it's more of a growth mindset. We're trying to like we're not focused on justifications. We're focused more on seeing people as people, and that we can improve, that they can improve. And yeah, I think like Christ was like being like Christ. He was very loving and outside of himself, you know, and I think that can help us get out of, like, becoming like Christ can help us get out of boxes that we're stuck in. And obviously Jesus is the perfect example, and he's perfect, and if we strive to become like him, then I think, and have that as our focus, it'll help us to stay out of those boxes and be able to create more out of the box places for us to maintain or keep from getting back in the box.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. He's like the ultimate example of seeing people as people and not as objects. So
Yeah.
because we become more like him, then people start to see people as people.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think it's a lot because like he performed the atonement and suffered. He knows what we've all been through, and he suffered it. Like, who is the like who the more than him to be able to just see people as people, because he knows what they've been through. He's felt it, and like, yeah. But and I think when we try to understand other people, what they've been through, and maybe even if we've experienced it ourselves, it might be easier for us to stay out of the box toward them and be more like Christ. And
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like that. Are you just on campus?
Yeah, I am. Sorry,
No, you're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's just making me miss campus.
Yeah, I'm in the MC, and this has become, like, right outside the ballrooms, this has, like, become my study spot. So I stay here, like, I've been sitting here, like, all day long.
Really?
Yeah, so
Um, uh,
yeah.
I miss it. My husband's always like, just go study on campus because we live right by BYU.
Hmm.
Like BYU is not the same. It's not
I
like I just
know.
like BYU Idaho so much better.
So, did how did you end up like down there? Did your husband like how did you meet your husband and like since he
So
goes to Provo and you were here?
yeah, so my husband, so I actually grew up in Germany. My dad's in the army.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a dentist in the army. And then my husband's dad is a attorney in the army or for the army.
Oh,
So he like grew up in Germany too. So we actually met. I was 3 and he was 4. And we met. And
that's so cool.
yeah, we like grew up together. And then he went on his mission, and I went to BYU Idaho. And then, like as soon as he got back from his mission, we like met up and started dating. And then I moved down to Provo to like be closer to him because he goes to BYU in
Hmm.
Provo. So
Cool.
yeah, so then we got married, but it was pretty easy because I knew I wanted to marry him when I was like 10. So
Aw,
it was
so
easy
cute.
for me to move down and stuff to be with him. But
That's cute.
yeah.
I don't think I've met, and I don't know if I can't really think of anyone I've met that I've known that long that I want to marry. So that's great. It's really
Yeah, I guess I got lucky. Yeah, for sure.
cool.
But
That's fun.
yeah, think hard. There might be somebody you met when you were in
That's true. I mean, I'm not closing off to my options.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's out there somewhere, which
Yeah, definitely.
is an exciting thought.
I know I'm trying to think of all my single guy friends at BYU Idaho that I grew up with. Where do you live at BYU Idaho?
I'm at Avonlea. Did you know where Taco Time is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like right across from there, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just a little apartment complex, like 10 apartment rooms. So,
Cool. Okay.
where did you live?
I lived at Kensington Manor.
Okay.
It's like on the opposite side by like Aspen.
Okay.
That's what it's called.
Cool.
It's behind the Clark, I think. Clark building.
Oh, okay. I might know where that is. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I lived at North Point for my first 2 semesters, but I did
okay.
not like it. I didn't like it at all.
I've heard things about that place.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, the people. It's just
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
that's what I heard. I have a friend that lives there, and he's like, it's just the people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't like it. All the guys like are tools. I feel like they're. I don't know. I didn't like it at all.
Mm, yeah. Interesting. That's good to know.
Yeah, don't move there.
Yeah. I've also heard sketchy things about the Ivy, which is now
Oh yeah.
they changed the name, which I don't think will change like the people.
Oh, they did change the name.
Yeah, so I think they're trying to get a new reputation, but I'm not sure if that's
Oh,
gonna
what did
work.
they change it to?
I think it's called University Apartments or
Oh,
something else.
interesting.
Something like University something or yeah, it was interesting. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard bad things about that too. That place.
Mhm. Yeah. But yeah. Should we
Yeah,
I,
I should
I
keep.
love that our conversation just kind of which is great. I like talking to you.
Yeah, me too. Okay,
Um,
so question 7. Um, so many people equate punishment with discipline and use the terms interchangeably. What do you think your definition Oh, why do you think your definition of discipline is so vital in how you see and respond to misbehavior?
Mm,
This one kind of confused me. I didn't
yeah.
like. I had a hard time like with the difference between punishment and discipline.
Yeah. Um,
I don't know.
yeah, like I feel like punishment is part of discipline,
Yeah.
or people use it as part of discipline, but there's so much more to discipline than just punishing because, like, discipline is also showing, like, it's not just like go to your room or like sit in the corner. It's like what we've talked about with parenting, like maybe even we shouldn't do too much punishing because that just like kind of pushes them away, but like discipline is like showing love, and
Yeah.
listening, teaching, communicating, like the pyramid. And I think it's definitely very easy to equate discipline and punishment because that's kind of what you think of when you think of discipline.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like how you know, how like discipline is more out of love. Like punishment is usually always negative. But I
Yeah,
feel like discipline can be positive, be like a positive thing.
yeah. And like I think there can be good intentions behind punishment, but punishment is kind of it's usually negative, but
Yeah.
like
But it's also like kind of necessary, I guess.
yeah, like I think sometimes it is, but I think it has to be done in a certain way, like because then otherwise it just I don't know. But
Yeah.
can you still hear me? Okay, there's a little more noise now.
Yeah, I can hear you really.
Okay, good. There's just more sounds going on around me now, so I was. It's not the best place, but I was gonna go try to find some place quiet, and then I was talking to a friend right up until we had to meet. So
Oh.
yeah,
Is that where you do dance classes there?
yeah. I didn't have any classes today, but I do have a dance rehearsal at like 6, so I just stay here and then go into the studio, and so
Well,
yeah, it's fun.
yeah.
Um,
What else did I say?
oh, the second part of the question. Uh, like I think it is important to decide what discipline means to you, or I think it's good to shape a good definition of discipline um, based off of like especially what we've learned in this class, um, because I think that would avoid discipline being associated with punishment because constant punishing it's just I don't think it's good, and um, it it encourages us to I think it encourages us to make our discipline more than just punishment, and focus more on becoming than just like behavior.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like some parents don't discipline, they just punish.
Yeah,
And yeah, and like when misbehaves, then like our definition of discipline is going to be the first thing that like comes out, like our first reaction to somebody misbehaving. So I guess it's important to have like a good definition of discipline so that when like our kids do misbehave, then we can like react calmly and like not freak out.
yeah,
I don't know. But,
yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, I think it's just a good idea to like sit down and be like, okay, what? Maybe even before, maybe even before having children, just like, okay, what is my like what is my version of discipline, and do I need to change it? Like, is it too much punishment or all punishment?
Yeah.
I think it helps to analyze our parenting, or yeah, our view on parenting even before we have kids. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like it's really important to like talk to your husband about your views, like both of your separate views
Mm-hmm.
on parenting or on discipline, so you can like figure that out
Yeah,
before you have kids. So it's not messy. But
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm a little that video made me nervous about having kids. I don't want them to like walk all over me.
yeah,
But
yeah. It makes me a little nervous too, but I think if I feel like those parents didn't start like from the beginning with like the right parenting, maybe. I mean, there's not like the right parenting, but like I think that as long as we start a good, that it will be easier to like have easier for the kid to become like have good behavior. So,
yeah,
but yeah,
I feel like most kids aren't that bad.
yeah,
Like those kids were like exceptionally
yeah,
bad.
yeah, and that's why I think maybe there could have been some sort of disability or something there. So,
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what it seems like to me.
so
But
yeah, which might be sad if the nanny doesn't recognize that for the parents, because then I feel like you're not going to get very far with parenting if like there's some underlying problem that you need to learn about, listen to,
yeah,
figure it out, and then that might help the behavior. Not the yeah, I mean not to focus all on behavior, but like sometimes you need something needs to be medicated or therapy.
yeah,
So
exactly. And it's not fair for the child
yeah,
when she's just getting yelled at all the time. But really, she has like a disability that needs special
just
attention.
yeah, and that's why I think it's really good to listen and learn in the pyramid. I love that because like I've learned in other classes, like it was really interesting to learn how like a lot of times, I mean, if you think about it, anybody's behavior is because they like need something. Like a
Yeah,
lot of behavior is just like, so if like a child gets upset or angry, there's some need, or like if they're misbehaving, maybe they just need more attention. Maybe they have ADHD or something and just can't sit still. Need to get the
yeah,
energy out.
yeah.
So yeah, that's what I always try to remember is like, what is the child communicating that they need, and even like adults and people around us.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. Yeah, I like that.
mhm.
Are you studying marriage and family?
No, so I'm doing elementary
Oh,
education,
cool.
but I'm thinking about switching to child development.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay,
I am taking 2 child development classes and 1 elementary education class.
cool.
So yeah. Um, yeah, sorry, my friend just came back.
It's okay.
But yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's almost been an hour, right?
Yeah, I think we're
Pretty
good,
good.
honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
It was
It was
nice to
fun.
see
It was
you.
fun talking with you.
Yeah, you too. I guess I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, yes. All right. Have a
Bye.
good
I'll turn
day.
on this recorder or this recording.
You'll submit?
Yeah,
Okay, thanks so much.
yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.